How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP, and today I want to ask the fundamental question: is the bottom in? And I'm not just talking about cryptocurrency. I'm talking about across all markets. We're obviously seeing a little bit of uplift off the back of a very long, drawn-out stagnation, across all markets. So when we see a little bit of volume, when we see a little bit of green, it's very easy to get kind of drawn in and excited. But I want to go over a few things today and see whether or not we can ascertain whether this volume or this movement, is going to be the bottom, or we're going to start to see some continuation, or whether it's going to be short-lived. And some of the things I want to consider, there's still a lot of things going on, in this space, predominantly in the cryptocurrency space. Obviously, we have, FTX, DGC, we've got problems with Grayscale, and so on. Now, all of these collectively could, or at least any one of these things collectively or singularly, could affect cryptocurrency pretty negatively. It's not going to take a lot, for, say, for example, some news to come out on FTX that isn't favorable for investors that have their money, kind of stuck on that exchange. And then, things get a little bit crappy again. Cryptocurrency takes another knock. And then before you know it, we're right back down to sort of 16,000, 15,000 on Bitcoin. We know things move pretty fast on the downside. It takes a long time for price to go up, but it's not very, it doesn't take very long for price to drop and drop pretty drastically. And this can pretty much happen at any moment. So I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but what I'm saying is, we need to give time for a lot of these things to kind of filter through and to get real honest and open answers as to whether or not these things have been solved. And if they have been solved, what does that mean for cryptocurrency? There's also the question of, have we seen enough movement and volume? Now, if we just go over to the NASDAQ, because, cryptocurrency, I'd say follows the NASDAQ more than it does the S&P or the Dow Jones, for example, right? And you see that the last CPI released just here, created this really, really nice downturn. And then obviously we've had a little bit of a reversal recently. And then yesterday's CPI numbers, it's looking like we're probably going to get a little bit more uplift to around about sort of 11,600. If that happens, then obviously that's going to spill over into cryptocurrency as well. And we should start to see some continuation, on Bitcoin, and Binance and so on, the kind of regular ones that we look for. But again, have we seen enough? If you actually look at the correlation between the NASDAQ, its movement, the general market sentiment, and then some of the movement that we're seeing in cryptocurrencies, it's not enough. At least I don't think it's enough. I'm not seeing enough, in Bitcoin to warrant piling in, right? I was saying recently in a tweet that there's a couple of key levels that I really want to see traded through on Bitcoin before I'd even consider doing anything with this, right? So if we kind of take a look at these areas here, we've got around about 21,500, and then you've got the 25,000 level. These are pretty significant levels because they're swing points that have created this downward momentum, right? And we need to see this complete shift. It's not what's happening right now is people are trying to catch the bottom, right? And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you do it in a very, 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 in a very safe way. But the question is, would you bet the house? This is something that I think is a very important question to ask. Would you, with the confidence that you have right now in the cryptocurrency market, take everything that you have and pile it in, right? I ask it that way because it's a pretty sharp, way to get a emotional response in terms of, okay, I've got, I don't know, just for argument's sake, 50 grand, it's there, it's in my savings, I can use that as an investment, I'm just going to go pile in. I think that would be pretty stupid to do, whereas if you have a little bit of a nibble here, a little bit of a nibble there, slowly ease your way into what you feel to be a good investment, whatever that investment would be. Let's just use Bitcoin as the example. That's probably the better way to go because there still is a very high, possibility that we could end up continuing to the downside once all of this is filtered through because there's just too many things going on and there's just too many problems, for Bitcoin to just basically start to rip to the upside and then continue and start to really drive towards 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, some of these big numbers that we've, seen in the past. So I don't want to say caution, but I do want to say be mindful of some of the things that are, going on currently within the cryptocurrency market, some of the things that are going on globally, and have a plan to go into cryptocurrency, have a plan, map it out properly. Don't allow emotions and influences and all of these silly titles to drag you into the market when it's completely unnecessary. Take your time, have a plan. Dollar cost averaging is obviously a very, very powerful tool as long as you use it properly. But we have time. A lot of people fear this, I'm going to miss out. What if it just rips? Yeah, what if it does rip? It will pull back. It's not just going to keep going up forever, and if you, just for argument's sake, if you grabbed Binance at 320, as opposed to 290, it's not the end of the world, but you have that little bit more confirmation and confidence, right, that you're probably going to get some follow through. So before I wrap up the video, I just want to quickly show you, for those that are interested, I have the LSP TV Discord that is in the link below, or the links in the description below for the LSP TV Discord. I do trade the Nasdaq, indice. If anybody's interested in following along with that, there's a channel here. It is Trading with LSP. You can also follow this channel as well, and I post, some updates in here. We started with £1,000. Currently, we're up to around about £1,112, 31 pence. So just slightly over 12%, which is not too bad. We've had some ups, we've had some downs. Obviously, some losing days. We've had some losing trades. We've had some good trades, and it's been very, very interesting. So I'm going to continue to trade this account. If you're interested in following along, the link to the Discord is in the description below. And with all of that said, I hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic day or evening wherever you are in the world. I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon. All the best. Take care. Be careful, and ciao for now.